What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today what we'll be doing is we'll be putting the head on my single cam motor. I had planned on doing this a few days ago, but I ran into an issue with the head studs and I ended up having to buy another set. What I did was I had talked to a guy named Parrish Jacobs. He currently has the third fastest single cam in the world, I believe, and he had told me about some head studs, some stronger head studs than the ARP 2000 head studs. He had recommended me to using head studs from a Mazda Speed 3 2007 to 2013 year. There's a company called, let me see, this company, it's called Speed Performance. They make a 625 head stud, and so I ordered them, came to put them on the motor, and I found out that they were too long. What I ended up realizing is I knew there's an issue or difference between a Z6 and a Y series block, but I thought it was only one stud that was different, and the stud that I thought was different was this one. Let's see if you can see it. I thought only this one's different because like all of these sit at the same height, but this one sits at a different height. So I thought only that was the only hole that was different on the Y8 head. Little did I realize was all the heads are the same when it comes to Z6 and white on that certain spot. What I didn't realize was that the thread holes on the block on a Z6, let's see if you can see it, but the thread part of it here goes further down, and on a Y8 it's higher up. So yeah, so I ended up having to buy some brand new Y8 head studs. And to show you the difference, this is a brand new box, like I said, of Y8s compared to a Z6 stud. So let's see. So yeah, there's a big difference in length from what you can tell. So luckily that's an extra set of Z6 head studs that I'll be using later on, or just have as a backup in case I do put a Z6 block together. But yeah, as for now, I'm gonna go ahead and put new head studs on, like so the new head studs, the head gasket, the head, and torque it all down. And then I guess I'll come back to y'all once I have that on and show y'all the progress. Also, one more thing I forgot to show y'all, I forgot to mention, I put them on there to show you and I completely went over my mind. So I want to show you the difference in the height. Let's see if I can get it from this side better. In the height from a Z6 and Y8 head stud. So that's where the Y8 sits, and that's where the Z6 sits. So you have practically the whole thread still on the Z6. So for those that are trying to use a Z6 head stud on a Y8 motor or Y series motor, it won't work. And you can't tap further down into a Y series motor because, like I said, there's only so much material for the thread, and once it bottoms out, it bottoms out. You can't tap into it no more. So yeah, just some knowledge for those that are looking to build a Y or a D series motor and going with the Y series block. All right, guys, so I just put the head on. I put, like I said, the head studs. So the head gasket that I use and I prefer to use is a cosmetic. I believe that's how I say it. Head gasket. I went over to look at what the torque specs were for this motor, and it's saying to torque them in this sequence. However, I was talking to Vance Allen Newton. He has I believe it's like an orange looking CRX with the 3-piece front end, really nice CRX. He's running a, I believe, a CSS block with the ARP 2000 head studs. He's making 600 horses. I know he's trying to go for the 9s. He's trying to make that top 10 list, the fastest D series. I had asked him what he uses. I had asked him what he does to make those head studs last so long, and he said he torques them down to 80 foot-pounds. So I remembered that when I ordered the 625 head studs, which I will be using those on the ZC block since it's identical to the Z6 block on the thread depth. I remember that on that sheet they sent me for torque spec, they said to go by this. They said to go by this, which is torque it down to 35 foot-pounds, and then break them loose. Do it to 35 foot-pounds again, break it loose, do it to 35 foot-pounds again, and then go in sequence from 25 foot-pounds to 45 foot-pounds. And then on the final step, you're gonna go down to 80 foot-pounds. It might stretch them all the way, I do not know, but I'm gonna try it and see how it holds up. Hopefully it holds up and it doesn't lift the head or anything. The block on this one's not O-ring, it's just a flush deck block, and the head just flush deck too. So yeah, hopefully, you know, like I said, it holds up. So now I'm gonna put on the valve train and probably put the turbo manifold on. Well, I need to get the studs for the manifold because I took off the studs. I was hoping I could go to my bolt store and get some like Allen ones like this, but I just haven't had time to go do it. And then on the intake side, I need to change out this sensor to an AM sensor. That's the oil pressure. I want to get this welded closed and then get this one welded closed like this one, because these rubber ones, as you could tell, they get brittle, and I don't want to go down the track and it pop off and water go everywhere. So I'd rather be safe than sorry. Like I said, get these two done because they're just heater hoses. I don't want to run any hoses off of them because I could do like a loop. I don't want to do that, so I'm just gonna get them welded shut like this and finish up the rest of it. After I do that, I can put the intake on and yeah, go from there. All right, what's up, guys? So just want to give y'all, I just want to show y'all the update. Yesterday I had put the valve train on the car and I didn't show anymore. It got dark on me, so I just said I'd, you know, put everything on the next day, whatever I could. Tinkered with some stuff here and there, added some small stuff. So let me go ahead and show y'all what I got done. Now I will say before I show you that some of the stuff is mocked up, and I'll point out what's mocked up. I had to order some parts just because I didn't like, there's certain stuff I like but don't like, so I want to see how it look with different stuff. Actually it's only one thing, but anyways, here, let me show you. So this is it. This is how it'll look. This should be how it looks final, when everything's final, except for one thing, and that'll be the dizzy. I ordered a cam seal, like the cam seals that you use on a B series, H series. So instead of running this dizzy, I'm gonna end up removing it and putting a cam seal there. I mean, it looks nice, the chrome goes with the rest of the chrome, but I really have no real need for it to be in the bay. The plug doesn't get used because this coil on plug kit is gonna go off of a cam trigger over here, so it doesn't need to pick up signal from here. I installed this old catch can. It's a dual purpose old catch can. It has an overflow tank and catch can. As you seen before, I put on the head and the valve train. Had my old catch can back there. And for my reservoir, I had a big reservoir tank down here. Of course, I removed those, like I said, since now we're running it there. As for the intake, it's just tamped on right now. Only have 2 bolts or 2 nuts holding it on. I put it on so that way I can get an idea of fitment for the old catch can, and because I had to install these 2 sensors back here for the Infinity. Also didn't want to put it on put it on permanently because one of my old catch can lines goes to the back of the block. As for the studs, I ended up not going to the hardware store to get those hex ones. I ended up going to O'Reilly's because I needed oil, and I found these studs, header studs that Cosmetic makes, and they ended up being the right thread pitch, the perfect length too, so it worked perfect. So yeah, I just need to wait for the cam seal to come in. I had to order, of course, a different braided line because the ones I had that were going to that catch can against the firewall were short. So once those parts get in, then I'll be able to finish up the rest. Also need to get the cam trigger made. That should be really about it. Trying to think what else I gotta say about this. Oh yeah, I just want to tell y'all that in case anyone was curious about the, what was in this motor, what was in the build. As far as it goes, it's so it's a stock trans. It has a M factory LSD in it. I have 500 horsepower insane shaft axles. As for the motor, the bottom end is the block is a Y8 with a Golden Eagle block guard. Has a stock Z6 crankshaft. Has a white oil pump that's been ported. I have an ATI hydraulic balancer on it. We have Eagle rods. It has, I believe it's SRP 10 and I believe they're 10.5 to 1 pistons. Then the head's a white head, just, regular ARP 2000 headsets that y'all saw me put on. It has a Busy 3.6 turbo cam with the Busy cam gear. As for the valve train, it's I'm not sure what valves they are, but they're a flat face valve, so it should help it bump up in compression, along with the head being a white that usually bumps up the compression too, because it's a closed chamber, not an open chamber like a Z6. And then we have Crowler springs retainers. We have a Venom intake. This is a 3-inch intercooler piping that was originally done by Turbo Elements, which Turbo Elements make the intercooler, so it's a dual backdoor intercooler. And then because it was actually originally on James, the 900 horsepower Civic, it was originally on his car, and he ended up changing up his setup, so I bought the intercooler piping and the intercooler off of him, so I had to modify it to the single cam. And then as for the turbo manifold, it's just a top mount turbo manifold, custom 3-inch downpipe that goes out of the bumper. I made that myself. I just had I had no corners cut. I had them welded up, so I cut it all up, tacked it all together, and then just had them welded up. 44 millimeter towel wastegate, 50 millimeter towel blow valve, and this is a pure turbo 5858. When I got the turbo, my intention was to make 600, but now that I'll be going, so this turbo should work perfect for this motor. But once I go to the built motor, I'm gonna have to change that turbo out, most likely to a maybe 62, 66 probably. I'm trying to go with the ball bearing, as this current turbo is a ball bearing too. But yeah, other than that, like I said, that's pretty much it with this car, as far as I can go to right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and upload this video, and then, you know, once I get the other parts in and get it more complete, I'll make another video on that. But for those who have watched and keep on watching it, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So please, for those that are barely gonna, you know, start following this channel, if you follow it or watch this video, please like, subscribe, and yeah, just keep on moving with this. Thanks.